Hi guys, so if you've been following me, you will know that on this channel I don't gatekeep when it comes to sharing recipes that actually work. And that's why today I'm sharing with you this simple hair DIY butter that's helped me to retain so much length within a short period. This butter will not only encourage growth, but it will help you retain length, reduce breakage, strengthen your hair strands, and support thicker, fuller hair. So if your hair is not growing, or if your strands break off easily, if your hair looks thin or feels dry all the time, then you might never want to joke with this hair butter. Stay with me as I show you how. Hi natural lovers, welcome back to Everyday with Mandy. So for this recipe, our first ingredient is shea butter. Shea butter deeply moisturizes your hair, softens your ends, and protect them from dryness and breakage. It creates a protective coating that helps your hair retain moisture and hold length for you. Shea butter helps your hair to hold moisture longer. You know, one of the major reasons why your hair breaks is dryness. So when you use shea butter on your hair, it's going to keep that moisture in and prevent dryness. And I'll be using about 3 tablespoons of shea butter for this recipe. This powder right here is so powerful. It helps to boost thickness, it supports strong growth, it helps you reduce shedding, it also helps to strengthen your hair and make sure you're growing a stronger hair that is not thin nor weak. And this is Amla powder. So I will just be using 2 tablespoons of Amla powder. Like I said earlier guys, do not joke with this butter. If you want a thicker, longer hair, if you really want to retain length, you will not joke with this remedy. So this right here is fenugreek powder, and I'll be using just 1 tablespoon of fenugreek. Fenugreek helps to fight shedding and thinning. It coats your strands and make them stronger, which means less breakage and more hair on your head. The next ingredient to be adding is half tablespoon of moringa powder. Moringa improves overall hair strength, so if you're experiencing hair thinning or weak strands, moringa is one of those herbs you don't want to joke with. And the next ingredient I just added is 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Olive oil makes your hair strands feel stronger. It helps them to bend without breaking. Now that we've combined all these ingredients together, we are going to be melting this using the double boiler method. We are going to be melting this slowly over low heat, just so the herbs can infuse into this butter. So please don't rush this process. Make sure you're using this double boiler method and don't fry it directly, because that might destroy the important nutrients in these herbs. Allow it to infuse for about 30 minutes, and after that you're going to be bringing this down, and the next step you're going to be taking is to strain this. You can use a cheesecloth or a mesh to strain this, but because I wanted some particles of these powders in my butter, so that's why I'll be using this strainer. So if you want to have a very smooth butter, you don't want any particles of the powder in it, you can just use a cheesecloth to strain this. After straining, this is what I have. The next step is to allow this to solidify. You can either keep it to solidify naturally, or you can put this inside the fridge to solidify. I allowed mine to sit overnight, and by morning this was what I have. But if you don't have that time to allow it solidify naturally, just go ahead and put it inside the fridge. They are all the same. So this next step is very important because it's going to help the butter become fluffy and easier for your hair to absorb. I'll be using an electric hand mixer, but if you don't have an electric hand mixer, you can either use the normal hand mixer or you use a spatula just to whip the butter. I like whipping my butter at intervals. I whip for like 2 minutes, then I scrape the corners and allow it sit for at least 6 minutes, then I come back and continue the whipping. This method is going to help you get a good consistency, so you will keep doing that. Whip for 2 minutes minutes, allow to rest for 6 minutes. You will keep doing that until you get the consistency that you desire. So just in case you're still watching and you're still here, that means you're serious about length retention. Please don't click away, because next I will show you the right way you can apply this butter to actually keep the length you grow. And also, if you've not yet liked this video, please take a moment to click on that like button to give this video a thumbs up. This will help you to push it to more people that actually need this remedy. After whipping for the 5th time, I've finally gotten the consistency that I need, and at this point you can decide to go in with your fragrance, you can decide to add in vitamin E, you can decide to add in any essential oil of your choice. Remember, all this doesn't affect the effectiveness of this butter, so if you don't have any of those, just go ahead and store your butter this way, just like I am doing. So you're going to be storing this butter in a cool, dry container, and you're going to keep it away from heat and direct sunlight. You honestly don't need to refrigerate this, but if you live in a very hot area and it melts, just place it in the fridge for a few minutes just to firm back up. Make sure you're closing the lid very tightly, and always use clean, dry hands or spoon when taking some out, just to avoid contamination. So because this is an oil-based butter with no water added, this can last you between 4 to 6 months or even longer if you store it properly. One other good thing I like about this butter is that it's so lightweight, so your scalp and your hair get to absorb it faster, thereby enjoying all its benefits without it just sitting on the surface. Because this is lightweight, so it will go deeper into your scalp and into your hair strands and release all its nutrients that your hair needs to strive. So like I said before, knowing how to apply this butter in order to maximize its benefit is as important as knowing how to make this butter. So I'm going to quickly walk you through on how to apply this butter. To apply this butter on your hair, the number one thing you should know is never apply this butter on a dry hair, and that's why I will first be going in with my water just to hydrate my hair. Yeah, I mentioned water because you can as well use just water on your hair in order to hydrate your hair. Just that in this video I'm using my herbal spray. At the end of this video I'll be attaching simple herbal spray that you can try in case you're interested, but if not, you can use just water. Okay, the only difference is you get to still enjoy the benefits of the herbal spray. Spray the water or the herbal spray all over your hair and your scalp, including your ends. Don't overspray it, just keep your hair damp and not soaking wet. And after that, you're going to start the application of this butter, and you're going to be working with your hair in sections. So while applying this butter, you're going to be paying more attention to the ends of your hair. Remember, that's the oldest part of your hair, and that's where breakage often takes place. So when you protect your ends, they will stay, but when you ignore them, they are going to definitely break out. And you know what happens when your ends keep breaking, you're not going to retain length. And also make sure you are always working in section anytime you're applying products to your hair, whether you're on protective styles or your hair is out. Always work in section, as this will help make sure all the strands of your hair gets to enjoy from the benefits of the product. So in as much as one of the major reasons why you're not retaining length is breakage, and this butter is going to tackle that, you also need to take precaution of the following things. So while trying to retain length, you need to avoid rough combing, you need to avoid tight hairstyle, trim your hair only when needed and not because everyone is trimming, and always protect your ends. Protective styles help, but only when it's done the proper way. Always moisturize your hair before a protective style, moisturize after, and moisturize during that protective style. Always moisturize your hair at least 2 to 3 times in a week. Spray your water or your herbal spray, then go go in with this butter, then seal it in with an oil, and you'll be surprised at the length you're going to be retaining within a short period. And the good thing is that you're not just going to retain length, your hair is going to grow fuller, thicker, and more stronger. You're going to be using this hair butter 2 to 3 times in a week, or each time you feel your hair is dry. At this point, my hair was so much alive. It was feeling well hydrated and well moisturized. So the next thing I like to do is to go in with my oil just to apply it on my scalp. I will also be attaching the video on how I made this oil at the end of this video. In case you are interested, you can as well check it out. But if your scalp likes oil so well, you can as well use this butter on your scalp. Just make sure to rub it in between your palms to melt it before applying it on your scalp, and don't use too much. A little goes a long way. Guys, this butter really works. Just be consistent. Choose 2 to 3 times in a week, and within 4 to 6 weeks you're going to be noticing a huge difference in the length of your hair and the thickness of your hair. So that brings us to the end of this video, and before you go, please do well to like this video, comment healthy hair journey if you watched up to this point, and also don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell for more effective DIY recipes. Thank you so much for watching. See you on my next video. Bye.